how to do Baddha Padmasana for beginners step-by-step tutorial to alleviate shoulder pain, upper back, and pain in the arms. It can also be called locked lotus pose, and that's because of the arms crisscrossing behind and reaching for the toes. Happy New Year, Angel. Welcome to the Nansera Wellness YouTube studio. If you're new here, kindly subscribe. And if you're a returning angel, you know I appreciate you so much. Thank you. All right, let's get started. So for people with really high hip mobility, this asana is easily accessible. But for some of us whose hips are not naturally flexible, we have to put in the work. So come to a butterfly and start flipping your knees up and down for a minute. Maintain a straight back, and you have the option to keep the feet away or closer to the sitting bones. This helps really get into the outer hips. We want to have a lot of flexion, so this is a good way to start. If you don't want to do butterfly, or if it's easily accessible for you, then instead you can do frog pose. You're gonna hold this, and every time you get comfortable, you go even deeper, moving the knees further and further away from each other. And you can also bob it back and forward. You're gonna do this for a minute as well. Once we are done with the outer hips, we're going to get into the inner hips. We're going to start with half pigeon pose. I'm gonna use the left side so you can see. So palms are shoulder distance. You're gonna bring the left foot behind the right palm and the left knee behind the left palm. It's okay if you feel like the leg is going back, the foot is going back, that's fine. That's where your hips are. And then you're gonna heel to the back leg, the right leg, all the way back, and you will feel a flexion in your outer hip. That's what we want. This is so important. The second option to this is Gomukhasana. So what we're gonna do is bring the right foot towards the left side of the mat. Right knee is center, left knee behind the right knee, left foot to the right side. And then you're gonna sink back and sit here. This is a bit too much for some people. What you can do instead is sit on a block. You feel the stretch on the left outer hip. And then when you're done with one side for a minute, do the second side. This will really open your hips and prepare them for the asana. I just want you to remember that to do this asana safely, it's important for the stretch to come from the hips as opposed to compromising with the knees. Because if you do that, in the long run, you might need knee surgery. Because the knees naturally should bend between 5 to 40 degrees. Anything more 50 is too much. But because we also use the knees, we have to do a little bit of knee warm-ups. So we lengthen and fold. We do knee bending. You're gonna do 20 of these on each side. And once you're done, it's time to do the knee rotation. So knee rotation, interlace the fingers, palms under the leg. And then you're gonna draw circles to one direction. We try to minimize the movement. We want the thigh to be still and the foot as well. We want the movement to be in the leg, the shin bone. So that way, it's really the knee joint doing the work to move it in circles. And once you do maybe 20 on one side, you reverse and do on the other side and do the same thing on the opposite leg. Now, once we have that ready, because we are also going to be using the upper body, we're going to do a bit of warm-up in the shoulders. For the shoulders, we're going to do a cat cow, a seated cat cow. So on the inhale, we arch the spine, bringing the shoulder blades together to almost touch. And on the exhale, we round chin to chest and bring the collarbones towards each other. All right, inhale, we arch the spine, look up. And on the exhale, we round. If you're enjoying this video, please take a moment to give it a thumbs up. It means so much to me. Thank you. All right, you do maybe 10 to 20 of these as well. And once you're done with that, we are ready. Let's do this. Okay, so you're gonna spread your legs out wide. You can start with whichever leg you want or whichever feels easier for you. You're gonna lift the right leg up and then lift it as high as you can. Wherever you are, that's your body's extent, and that's enough. Then I'm gonna place it on top of the left thigh. When I'm moving it, I can feel the movement coming from the hip rotation and not from the knee rotation. The knee is fine, yeah? Once I'm done with that, this is the easier bit. I'm gonna bend the other leg, and then again, lift the foot up and bring it on top of the other thigh. So this is the best my body can do. My knee is unable to go down unless I lift and use a block, then it does. But I'm okay with this. I'm not here for the aesthetics. Okay? Okay. So even when I want the legs to come closer, the movement is in the hips. It's my hips moving and not the knees. I'm not forcing any bones to move. And now from there, I'm going to lean forward and take my right hand back to reach for the left foot and the left hand back to reach for the right foot. Like that. And then from here, I'm going to push my sitting bones into the mat, suck the core in and try to move back while bringing the shoulder blades closer together. This really helps to alleviate upper back pain and shoulder pain as well. That's what it looks like from the back. There is a bit of arching, which is good, and shoulder blades are coming together. It feels so good in my upper back, and at the same time, it's really amazing for opening my hips up. If you're unable to reach, the strap is your best friend. I like to use it in a sense that I bring the strap around my feet. There we go. Same thing on the other side. And then I just take it back like that. And now I'm going to pull onto the strap on either side. And just hold on to that and use the strap as a bridge to go forward and forward like that until I'm able to reach my fingers to my toes. That's what I did in the beginning before I gained the flexibility. After coming out, we need to warm down. First, we'll start with some ankle rotation to one side and the opposite side. Try to do 30 of these. And after that, we will get into windshield wiper to neutralize the hips. By the way, I invite you to join me in the Angel Yoga community. It's an online community where we challenge each other to do yoga every day in our Telegram group. And once a week, we do a live yoga practice together where I lead you into a beautiful flow. It's an hour long. I've posted the details in the description. Click on the link and I look forward to sharing a practice with you. Otherwise, thank you so much and see you next time. Mwah.